Alright, everybody, I am in my new truck. That's right, the Challenger is gone. I actually don't miss it yet. Maybe it just hasn't set in. So I never test drove this truck. And the reason why I don't test drive anything is because when I go for a test drive, I feel very pressured. You know, I get like nervous, like, you know, maybe the guy might not like the way I accelerate, the way I hit the brakes, the way I turn, you know, the way I do things. So my best way of going for a road test is literally buying the vehicle and driving it. Every vehicle I've ever owned in my life, I never road tested. I just bought it. What's this button do? Oh, that's weird. What's this do? Oh, that's telescoping. How about steering wheel going down? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Oh, too much. A little bit. All right. So, what do I think so far with this truck? Well, it is quiet in here. To go from the Challenger where I'm like deaf to this is actually very nice. I saw a lot of reviews online, people complaining the road comfort of it. This thing's actually smoother than the Challenger. The Challenger drives like shit. And I know that has to actually do with a lot of things that's going wrong with the car, which is also why I wanted to get rid of it. But hey, you know, the car runs, it drives great, there's nothing wrong with it. But the thing drives like shit. This thing is fucking smooth, it's comfortable. I'm still working on figuring out, okay, there we go, there's the intensity. Ooh, I wish you guys could see this, you can barely see me. I'm still working on the seats. I kind of always sit low in vehicles. I finally figured out what one knob does. That does your lower lumbar support, that does the back. This does there, but I don't need my legs to go up. I need my ass to go up. When I go up, I go in. As I go up with the seat, I go in. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so what's this button do? Okay, yeah, a little bit less on my back. Now that I changed the height of my seat, I gotta lower the pressure on my back. Okay, I finally figured out the button for the mirrors. That was great. That was a good find. Alright, here we go. Ooh, peppy. This thing's got nice acceleration on it. It's smooth. There's a little bit of a growl, nothing crazy. I like how the armrest is very nice. It's very comfortable. It's got like a nice cushion on it. And another plus too is like all the controls for like the radio and the heat, which I can turn down the heat somehow. Let's see, that does it. Oh yeah, let's turn that down. The heat, it's nice turning. You know, I can actually turn down the heat. I can actually touch the stuff. That's why it's blowing in my face. It's blowing at my feet. The controls are like right at my like hands reach. Like I don't have to take my eyes off the road. Once I know where all the buttons are and stuff, my eyes do not have to leave the road whatsoever to actually figure out, you know, where stuff is. So that's a major plus right there. I still got to work on my seat because I'm 5'9", 10. I was 5'11" years ago, but now I'm like 5'9". I swear I'm shrinking. I could barely touch the gas pedal. So I'm still like tinkering with my seat over here, trying to get it so that it's comfortable where my feet are sitting. I'm not like stretching my leg out just to touch the pedal. So that's, you know, that's a work in progress there. Wow, it changes the heat in here really quickly. The Challenger would take forever, you know, I have to open the window and so forth. So the Challenger has been thrown back out there into the world. Sometimes you gotta release them back out there. This rear view mirror is like tripping me out. It is so fucking intense. Like it literally looks like, usually in a truck you used to like, you would see like the back seats and then like eventually you would see the tailgate. Like when you look in this mirror, it's like, you know, I feel like it's like a magnifying glass. I can instantly see the tail end of my truck, which like makes like a truck that's like a full-size truck with a short bed look shorter than it already is. Does that make any sense? I guess. Handling on it is definitely, I'm enjoying the handling on it. We are going to need fuel. I did look at that just now. It's kind of funny. I ended up running the Challenger down pretty low. Not intentionally. I ran it down pretty low because I didn't want to put more fuel in it. You know, this truck takes like regular, and the Challenger takes premium, so it's going to be a lot cheaper with this truck to begin with, for sure. Everything's going to be a lot cheaper in here. Let's see, there's tunage. We haven't touched that yet. The steering wheel is nice. It's small. It's not massive. It's actually smaller than like the Chevys from the 80s. I gotta get used to that pedal. The challenge, fucking red lights. Whatever. I'm like, everybody stay away from me. Alright, so we got power windows, power locks. The door handles are chrome. The interior is definitely black. I think. I'm not sure. It definitely looks black. There's traction control on and off button over here. It was good too. So here's some funny shit with the truck, right? So I saw it online and I was like, oh, this thing. I looked at like several different Chevys. I looked at a Duramax, and I didn't like how the Duramax, which I completely forgot needed DEF fluid. Ooh, DEF fluid. DEF fluid could run about $20 to $50 for two gallons of it, depending on where you buy it from. So not only am I paying $4 a gallon for diesel, but I'm also paying, $40 here and there just to say that I got a Duramax Chevy. If I want a Duramax Chevy, I got a Detroit Chevy, so that's even more cool. And this truck here is considered the Legacy, because it's got the Legacy features. So what's that mean? It's like the original model, but not like they call it the original new model. So it doesn't have the square body look, but it has like when they modernized the truck. So I like that. I think that's why I like this truck, just the way it looks. Because in 2019 they made two different models. They called like the new model, and then they got what's known as the Legacy, which is this one. Which, if this cop keeps following me, he's gonna have a horrible afternoon. Because all I'm doing is hitting the gas and brake, not intentionally. It's just, I'm like I said, this is my first road test, so I'm like, in a new vehicle I've never driven before. I'm driving like grandma over here. I just realized I've been doing like 30 the whole time in a 50. Oh man, I took the service road. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this expressway right now. Like, fuck you people. It's Friday afternoon. I'm gonna go get some booze. And fuck man, I'm thirsty, man. I'm like freaking dehydrated over here. Oh yeah. So anyway, the funny part is, so when I went to go look at the truck and I saw it, I was like, wow, this thing looks really, really, really sharp in person. I'm like, I like it. It's a red truck with a chrome grille. I never thought in my life I'd ever buy anything red, let alone trade in the Challenger for a pickup truck, which is funny because like I did the reverse midlife crisis. I did the, sell the muscle car for a pickup truck that's got a smaller motor in it. It's more fuel efficient though. I'm not a fuel efficient kind of person. But the amount of distance I travel to go to work and back in a car on the highway that I'm getting 10 miles to the gallon in versus a truck that's bigger and I could do more with it and get 21 to 22 miles per gallon. I mean, hello, that's like a fucking win right there. And here's another funny part too, on top of all of this fucking comical shit that's going on with me for the past couple days. So apparently when the month changes, really douchebag, when the month changes, the financial prices change of certain things, right? So talk about comicalness, right? So the other day I went to go look at the truck. I saw it, I fell in love with it, and I was like, I was talking to the sales guy, and, I was like, come on, let's do this. And he's like, okay, yeah, we'll do this. He goes, how much money are you putting down? And I'm like, here comes the matzo ball, right? I'm actually trading in my car. And he's like, oh, okay, what do you got? And I'm like, 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. And he's like, you're trading that in for the truck? Like, I was like, yeah. It's like, why? I'm like, I need a truck, Like, everybody's like, yeah, no shit. You got, like, what? This is going to be my third Chevy pickup truck that I have, and I have a Chevy Suburban. I'm like getting rid of all the cars and replacing them with trucks. Yeah, basically, that's basically what's happening. The Camaro I'm just going to get rid of and just pocket the cash. But maybe I'll spend money on that. Put big tires on this thing or something. You know, put a 12-inch lift or some shit. You know, who the fuck knows. So, frickin', what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay, so when I went to go look at it, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. We're going through all the paperwork and all the information, and you know, all the stuff that you got to do to, you know, get the vehicle, and showing the trade-in. They're looking at the Challenger and yada 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 yada, yada yada yada. So I go out and look at the truck, and the kid's like, oh, do you want to take it for a test drive? And I was like, I don't really do test drives, you know. I was like, I've driven these things before. I know how they handle. Like, which I was, you know, bullshit, but I don't do test drives. I just don't. I never done test drives on any vehicles. I prefer it to be, you know, virgin to the vehicle. It's more enjoyable that way. You get to kind of learn where things are. Like, you kind of putz around and you start figuring stuff out. Because sometimes I keep forgetting I gotta put fuel in this thing. I look down at the gas gauge and go, ooh, it was on E. I was like, oh, you bought a new truck? Yeah, right, I guess, the first day. Look at you, you're a fancy boy. So, I was like, yeah, no. So, I swear to you, man, I knew I had to buy this truck. You know why I had to buy this truck? It came with 4 flat tires and a dead battery. I knew, I'm like, that's a Chevy for you. I looked at the guy, and I was like, yep. I was like, I'll take it. He, like, looked at me like I got 9 heads, because, you know, I guess a lot of people, like, freak out with that. And I was like, nah, I'm like, that's a normal Chevy that I buy. I'm like, if it comes with 4 flat tires and a dead battery, I'll take it. Because that seems to be, like, the only way I come across Chevy trucks. Like, it is freaking comical. Yeah, I just had this guy in a Ford literally see me coming and back up. He's like, back the fuck up, motherfucker. Come on, let's go, you douchebags. The light is green. You sit here any longer, it's going to turn red again. It'll be as red as me. So, yeah, we're calling this the Trump truck. Yeah. No, actually, I have no name for it yet, currently. Other than Old Red, or Big Red. Even though it's a 4-door with a 6-foot bed, this thing's got like some like decent room inside of it, and it's actually really comfortable to drive. And if I can pay attention to my GPS and stop just wandering around, that'd be great too. What is that thing? That thing is so ugly. I don't know, some car passed by. It just looks like somebody threw up and said that's, you know, worth driving. So ironically, right, the truck right off the bat has 4 bald flat tires and a dead battery, and it's at a dealership. So I'm like, the fuck? You know, it's like every Chevy truck I've bought, it's either that, it's fuel lines, it's everything on this one. So I already knew at that point it was a match made in heaven. It was a regular Chevy truck, 4 flat bald tires and a fucking dead battery. I mean, come on, what? You can't get anything better than that. So they're like, all right, we're gonna replace this stuff. So they're like, we could do the battery today, but it's gonna be like another day for the tires, because I was late that day. So the next day, you know, the tires didn't come in, or they came in late or something, like really late. They're not gonna have the truck ready. And I'm like, where are these tires coming from? Freaking Indonesia? But whatever. So I'm like, it's fine. I'll just keep driving my Challenger. And I said to the guy, I was like, you know, not for nothing. I was like, but you know, when there's the wipers. Ooh, those clean. They're really nice. I was like, not for nothing. I don't know if I said not for nothing, but I might have said not for nothing, because I use that word for what it doesn't even mean. I was like, wow, I got to really change this seat. See, that's too far back. Back to where I was. I was like, you know, I'm like, we started this off with, you know, the Challenger at this much mileage. I'm like, so if I'm going to drive it now for another, you know, a day or two, I'm like, my mileage is going to go up. I'm like, you know, probably about like 80 miles a day, because that's what I average. It's about 80 miles a day. You know, or 40 miles a day. I'm sorry, 40 miles a day, not 80. God, if I was doing 80 miles a day, somebody please get a gun and shoot me. I will load the bullets and I will help you do it. So I made it to the liquor store and I didn't hit anything. Just gotta figure out how to get out of this thing. Okay, seatbelt off. The headlights are autos, so that's not a big deal. And it's a key truck, so you just, it's a park, and you just do that. Before I go in the liquor store, so, what was I going to say? I was lying to you guys about something. And yes, I'm going to put gas in it. It's going to be the last thing I do before I go home, hopefully. It comes around and, they called me, I think it was yesterday, texted me yesterday or something the day before, and they're like, hey, it's not going to be ready until maybe Friday. I was like, all right, Friday. So with the new money and the new changes of being a month and the finance and stuff is different, here's the best part, right? So they were going to cut me a check for X amount of dollars. I'm not going to tell you how much, but it's a nice 3-digit number. And then they turn around, and the guy is like, what did he say to me? He's like, the finance guy, I was talking to him, and he's like, all right, so we owe you this much. And it was about $100 more than what they told me the first day. And I had stupidly asked why. And he said, oh, well, it's the new month, so the finances are different. I'm like, I'll take that as a great answer. So, on that lovely note, everybody, I'm going to go inside the liquor store, buy some liquor, and, it's black in here. I tell you it's black in here. The steering wheel's nice. It's all clean, currently. Yep. And I got to go to work tomorrow. Ow. Which is great. Oh, I'm getting out of here like a senior citizen. I can get in and out. It's pretty nice. And locks up pretty great. And that's it. Got rid of this Challenger and bought the Chevy.